no matter how racist this town was, when or any town is, historically, you get kids with kids, the racism goes away. It's the parents who are bigots. So on the other side of this, way on the other side of town, was the elementary school, Edmund Emory Elementary School. That school would go visit the Tryon High School every other weekend. Then the kids, we all get on our bicycles and go home and deal with our racist parents.
Yeah.
But that's how we got along. The same thing with the churches.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
You caught me at a bad
Yeah.
time.
It's okay. It's
but,
okay.
But that's how we got along.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Now that picture, is this the wall that picture that's around on the internet of your sister
of my
sitting?
sister, yes.
So this is the wall. So she was sitting on the lower end, or was it that?
I think it was up there.
Okay, it was up there.
Yeah.
And is this a?
This is not
black
our cemetery.
You
No.
know, I've been to you all's. Yeah,
Good
Christian.
Shepherd.
Yeah.
That's the cemetery.
Yeah, that's the cemetery.
That's where our family plot is.
Okay.
Not this.
Okay, got you.
I'm not quite sure. This is a combination of a number of different things.
Families and stuff.
Well, you know, when you're living in a small town, you don't really try to give cemeteries names and things. You don't
Yeah.
think about that.
So let me ask you, and you gave us the reason why you don't love Tryon, but what are the reasons why you like Tryon?
Because, and I can very easily tell you that when I'm away from Tryon, people ask me, what does Tryon look like? I said, Tryon is a beautiful little town. It's horse country.
Yeah.
What I remember about
So I saw a
Tryon
cow.
is the white paddocks over at the field, at the horse stable. White paddocks were everywhere. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Now the white paddocks have been painted black and brown. I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's very inconsistent, and neither do a lot of horse breeders down here. They don't like the fact that they're giving up something as traditional as white fences for convenience of painting it black, so they don't have to paint it white every year.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I think but that's what I remember about Tryon. Tryon, I like Tryon because it is extremely diverse with its population and its residents. I like Tryon because of the horses. I like Tryon because it's not jaded. It's not infiltrated with a lot of corruption like cities are.
Yeah.
It's isolated. It's quiet community. The sidewalks are pulled in at 8 o'clock at night. I mean, except on Friday nights, they put it in at 9 maybe, or 10. But that's why I like Tryon. It's what I want to live. People keep asking me since I've been down here.
Yeah.
See, are you going to buy a house down here? The answer is no, not yet.
Yeah.
I couldn't live down here 24/7
Sure.
because of my career.
Yeah.
I would not mind owning a house here as a vacation.
Sure.
But I need
Access to
yes, I
airports
need and yes, being in the music industry, I need that.
Got it. Keep
Okay.
going.
But I don't hate Tryon.
Yeah.
I hate what it stood for
Back then. Yeah.
But as is with all things, they do change.
This is true.
And I'm trying my best to adjust to that. It's been very difficult for me. I have to admit that. Robert, who you just met,
Yep.
he's my best friend here. And he's a great writer, by the way. He's seen my inner soul. When I first came here, I was upset because I came here and I was greeted by all these 10,000 white people, but I couldn't see any black folks. I still don't know why we don't shop in Tryon.
Yeah.
They didn't want to come to the concert. Did you know that they don't like the Nina Simone statue? When I first got here, I stayed at Robert's B&B. 5,000. I'm exaggerating.
Sure.
The first thing I wanted to know is, why don't I see any people of color?
Yeah.
I didn't see anybody. It didn't make sense to me. He took me down to Main Street, took me where Owens used to be, and I ran into one man named Robert. He owns the Mountain Soap shop on Main Street. He's black. Robert says, I wanted you to meet Robert. Robert, meet Robert. He says, Mr. Waymon. there call me doctor. I said, don't call me doctor. Just call me Samuel. I am the only black entrepreneur on Main Street. And I said, why? He said, because our people don't like to come out. I was brought up in this community. I came down a year and a half ago to give a to perform on a concert tribute to my sister at Rogers Park. All the white people kept telling me, we're reaching out to the black community, they don't want to come, we're doing everything we possibly can, we don't understand it. Maybe you do. So I said, well, Chris, I want to go over to the cemetery. So Chris, you know Chris.
Yep, I know Chris.
He got in his convertible, that car. We stopped here. I went to the cemetery. On our way down the low road, there were some black men sitting on the porch and in their cars, drinking some beer and smoking. I said, Chris, stop. He said, what? I said, stop. I got to get out. So I got out of the car. And I walked over to these black guys sitting in the car. I said, hello, gentlemen. I said, hey, how you doing, sir? I said, do you know who I am? They said, we think you look like a Waymon. They had heard that I had been in town. I said, yes, I am. You're Reverend Sister Waymon's son. I'm such and such and such a person. I said, well, and you knew my father. Most of the people that I know now, I knew their parents. Some of them I don't know. I said, yeah, because you used to live right up there. Yeah, you brother. And Reverend Wayman started
going in. Doing what we do.
Because most of this town knows everything more about me than I know about myself, by the way. It's amazing.
And I'm sure some of that's fabricated.
Yes. I said, well, gentlemen, look, I'm giving a concert tomorrow night at Rogers Park in tribute to my sister. And I'd like for you all to come because I hear that you all don't participate in the community here, and I'd like to know why. And they said, well, and we'll tell you why. I said, what? Because we don't like the idea that your sister statue's in town. And I said, why? Because we had nothing to do with it. They didn't consult us.
Nope.
There was no consultation. And I said, really? You don't participate because you have anger about that? Yeah. I said, then why don't you shop in town? Now, you know, I'm old school, so I've been dealing with civil rights issues for a long time. If you know anything about me, you know that's what I do. I said, wait a minute. Are you telling me you don't participate in any celebration of her or just her music because you didn't have anything to do with making that decision to put that statue up? Well, what does that got to do with the fact that she's still black? She was born right here. She's still part of your history. That statue doesn't take away from her innate, the fact that she was born your color and that she has your culture. And I hit him hard. I said, please don't blame white people for your failings because maybe there's not enough. Maybe, I'm not trying to criticize you, gentlemen, but are you brave enough? Where's your courage? Why don't you stand up for something that you believe in as a race of people against what you think is an oppressive entity? If you had nothing to do with making that, have you made your wishes known to them? Have they reached out to you? He says, yes, they reached out to us. I said, well, what was your response? We ignored it. We just they didn't give me a really verbal answer. It was an excuse. I said, well, okay, gentlemen, I'm in town to give a concert tomorrow night at Rogers Park. And I would like to know how many of you, and at that point another car drives up, it's another person now, so it's 6 of them. This is important. I said, how many of you are going to come out and see me perform tomorrow night? Because I hear that mostly only white people come to the park. I said, but now, don't tell them you're coming and you're not. Say, I'll try. I can understand that. I'll be there. 5 hands went up. One was smoking pot, the other drinking beer. And said, yeah, right. I said, okay, gentlemen, I'll see you there tomorrow night. They said, we'll be there. I said, okay. I jumped in the car and left. We had the night of the concert, the place was packed. Usually the complaint that I've been getting from white people here is that black people don't participate. It's always a sea of white salt but no peppercorns.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sitting there waiting to go on. Mr. Waymon, if somebody wants to see you at the gate, I go, it's one of them. Dressed, shaved.
Yeah.
I told you I was coming. I said, yeah, well, come on. You want something to drink? Son? I don't have any money. I said, you don't need any money. What do you want? So I went up, they had a refreshment. Got him some wine, a beer. So I sat back down. Mr. Waymon, somebody wants to see you. 2 more. That's 3.
Yeah.
I go back to sit down. The other 2 come up. Let me tell you, all 5 of them showed up. Dressed, looked shaven, well spoken, and they all stood there and said, we told you we were coming. I said, well, why did you come? Because you spoke to us, not at us. I got that. I know what that's like. That, to them, that's deep. For them, that was a game changer.
And it is something that I feel historically we all have in common, regardless if you made it or if you haven't. We've all been spoken at, being that we bear this beautiful skin color, and oftentimes we're not spoken to. And also, in conjunction with that, there's the lack of consideration sometimes. There's the lack of validation. All of those things. And so I resonate with that story as well. And I'm glad that those brothers came. I got to hear the rest of it now.
The indignity of being spoken at as opposed to to is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that, they made it very, I saw that.
Yeah.
They were saying, and they were very clear. You spoke to us, which means you respected us.
Yeah.
And that's all he was saying.
Yeah.
And that's just that simple.
Yeah.
And as you just stated, the indignity and the insult that comes with being ignored, suppressed, oppressed, repressed, all of that is an insult to us and our culture and as a person. And they made it clear that that was not the case there. They came because they felt respected and welcomed and appreciated. And I let them know that. So I looked up and Chris said to me, Sam, you must have, I don't have to start calling you the ambassador. The place was packed, but there were more black people there than they had ever seen. Yeah. What that did for me was overwhelmingly satisfying because that meant that I did something right. I got through to somebody.
That's right.
For joining us again on another episode of Hometown Chronicles USA. This has been a clip from our full interview with Samuel Waymon. If you want to watch the full interview, click the link below, or you can click the other link to watch some of our other content. We would love if you would leave a like on this video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us make more content like this on YouTube.